building, and I mean that jumbotron is something else that you guys got out there. But we're excited to be here in Orlando. And a little bit about the Indoor Football League. We're going into our 18th season outside of the NFL. We're the longest continuous running league in America. And our season starts when the NFL gets done. Camp opens up there early March, and our first weekend of games is March 15th. And we conclude this year in Tucson, Arizona, who's the host of our IFL National Championship game, August 16th. And so, it's an exciting game. For those of you who have not been to an indoor football game, it is the outdoor game inside, 50-yard field. It is fast break football, and we've got some outstanding talent. We got a couple of them sitting here in the front row that we attract. We're a high D1 level, and we're an opportunity for these kids to advance their career. And a little bit about the mission of the IFL is our mission is to create a platform to advance your life, whether it's on or off the field. And, whether you're a coach, whether you're a player, a trainer, a broadcaster, doesn't matter, use our platform to advance your brand. And, really excited for Jawad Yateem. Jawad's got a similar story to myself. We both started out as players in the Indoor Football League, and we use this as an opportunity to build our brand and advance our life. And it's been fun following Jawad and his family stories. They started up there in Massachusetts, and this opportunity came about to come down here to Orlando, to a great community. It helps fit the development of our Southeast and the direction that we're going. And so we've got some, pretty exciting things coming here over the next couple weeks, but nothing more exciting than what you guys are experiencing today, and that is the movement of the Pirates coming down here to take over the city of Orlando. So excited for Jawad Yateem, his family, and his partners and his staff to be introducing themselves to the Orlando market. So, Jawad.
Hey, how are you, everybody? Thank you very much for the kind words, Commissioner. I appreciate it. It's a pleasure to be, speaking in front of all you great people here today. Thank you very much for coming out and spending your time with us and letting us, put a face to a name, bring this product to life in this market, and we're certainly thrilled to be here. We've already had the chance to, communicate and shake hands and be greeted with, some unbelievable people in the market here, and, we look forward to working with them and really building this brand up, this product up in the market. We've spent the last 7 years in Massachusetts and had some great moments, and, we're looking forward to putting that experience and that operational success that we've had, and bring it down here, and we're ready to operate, man. We're ready to get to work. It's really been a process. I'm not gonna lie. Just been a lot of work, but today we want to have fun. And that's the main thing for me, is that we enjoy this today. I definitely got some people I'd like to thank. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my family. Without them, I wouldn't be here, of course. I know they're watching from back at home, and I appreciate them. Obviously the commissioner, when I brought this to his attention, as soon as the market became available, I told him right away that I wanted this market. I wanted to be here. That was a pretty easy phone call, and then from there, he introduced me to Jared, and then, Jared played a large role in getting the product here to Orlando, making an introduction to Kevin Brown over there, who was integral in negotiations and obviously discussing the opportunity with us to bring, the product down here to Orlando. But then also thank my staff. We've worked extremely hard at this, and, just making the transition, constantly updating and getting ready, getting prepared. Obviously, we have an abbreviated off season, so, there's a lot to do in a small amount of time, but we'll get it done. There's absolutely no doubt about that. We got a kid over there, Adrian Figueroa. He's been with me, throughout the whole process, and that kid's put in a ton of work, so I'd like to thank him. Christina over there with Wonderland Agency, she's been phenomenal. Joel with Move, Joel Cruzado with Move, he's made some nice introductions for us, and Steve Chateau over there. Just the whole staff, honestly, I could reel them all off, but, I definitely want to thank them for that. And then everybody, from the arena, that we've spoken to and worked with. Sarah, I know she's helping run today, and everything, and it was a pleasure to meet the mayor. But yeah, what you getting from us? Who are the Pirates? We're a damn good football team. That's what we are. I'll tell you that. And I'm fully aware of what I'm telling you right now. So I'm not going to backtrack on these words later on. But Yeah, we're a pretty damn good football team, but we care about the community. We want to get involved with the community. I think having a platform where we can give back and make an impact in the community is important, and we don't take that lightly. I think it's a pretty neat opportunity. That's one of the things I like the most about being able to do this is, being able to maybe make a kid's day. Maybe hook him up with some free tickets, get him in the building, but let him enjoy an experience with his family. And those kind of moments are something that are really nice, and they don't come easy, and you don't always get an opportunity to provide that. So we don't take that lightly. We'll be involved in the community. You're going to see us out there. We're going to do what we can. We're here. We're excited. We know the potential that comes with this market. We know what it can be. But at the end of the day, it's not just going to happen because we're here, right? We got to do it. We got to execute at a high level. We got to do it well, not just do it. So, that's the goal. But we're jacked up. We're going to have some fun today. There's no pressure here. I'm not worried about what I say or what I don't say. We're just here to introduce ourselves. It's a pleasure to meet y'all. Did I forget anything? We all right? All right. So thank you very much. Now we're excited to be here. Appreciate it. Hey, actually, kind of moving forward here, I did want to, we actually do have a big announcement, I'm not going to lie. I did forget something, so don't get too mad here. But yeah, we, throughout this whole process, we hired our head coach. And, it's somebody that's, has a ton of championship experience here, and he's been phenomenal throughout his, the course of his career. And we're certainly excited to have him, on this side. We've had some good battles between one another, but we don't want to compete against him anymore. We want him on our side. So, introducing Coach Keefe, Coach Rob Keefe. He's our head coach, and he's going to come up here and say a few words for you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for having me. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for this opportunity. A wonderful opportunity for me to be back in a place that I consider home. For those who don't know, I've been involved in professional sports for 22 years. I've won 7 professional football championships. And for the last 14 seasons, I've been Orlandoan. And I consider myself a Floridian. I live 10 minutes from the arena, so to be able to coach here, to get a wonderful opportunity and a phone call from Mr. Yadim, amazing opportunity, and to be back in the Kia Center as the head coach, it's a great blessing. Really excited to get this thing started, and I believe in the Indoor Football League. Most recently won a championship in the Indoor Football League 3 years ago, won a championship the year before that, so it's a lot of experience that I'm bringing to the table, but also it's a community organization, and I'm so happy that we're talking about that. Can't wait to give back. It was awesome to see, Mr. Mayor Buddy Dyer here. I think we all feel like we know him, right? When you go to and from the MCO and you hear him on the tram to welcome you or to say goodbye to you. I mean, that's how blessed I felt to be in this community. So to be the head coach here, it is an extremely great honor for myself. The team that we're going to put together is awesome. We got some players here for you today. Florida State, Alabama, Auburn. It's going to be a lot of players that you know locally, a lot of players from the Florida area, whether they're from Florida or they played college football in Florida, a lot of SEC guys. I mean, this is an amazing opportunity. And I say that because the Kia Center alone, what a great opportunity to be able to recruit from a building of this nature. And, the state of Florida loves winners. And so very, very proud to be here. And I'm excited. And I'm excited to put the staff together, and we're going to get started. You'll see the schedule start rolling out here shortly. Like we said about tickets and everyone that can be involved to be, an affordable ticket to come into the Kia Center. And I've shared a number of times here in the Magic football games. Very fortunate to go out locally in the community. Been a part of a lot of high schools here, a lot of 7-on-7. So I've been ingrained in this community for the last 14 years, and I cannot be more excited to be able to represent this community one more time as the inaugural head coach of the Orlando Pirates. So thank you again to Mr. Yadim, and just an amazing opportunity, and looking forward to saying hi to everybody again and getting to know some new faces. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And to kind of piggyback off what Coach was saying there, you know, from a roster composition standpoint, I mean, we're going to be, you know, one of the best put together groups in the state of Florida. We're going to be one of the best football teams in the state of Florida, and I don't take that lightly, and we don't say that lightly, and we mean that. So, you know, but it's all talk right now. We got to show you, right? So we got to do it at the end of the day. But I do want to introduce a couple of our players here. You know, they're going to give you some quick words, introduce themselves, and these will be, you know, a couple of familiar faces you guys see, you know, during the season. You know, I think it's important to have them here and, you know, introduce themselves to the market. And you know, the first one here is Smoke Monday. You know, we brought him here last year, you know, and immediately made a difference on our ball club. You know, he's a great, you know, presence on the team, and you know, brings a ton of enthusiasm. You might recognize him from the University of Auburn, but you know, he'll be one of our captains, and he'll be a focal point, you know, for the Pirates moving forward. So, you know, welcome to stage, Smoke.
Smoke Monday, man. I'm glad to be here. It's wonderful. I love the sport of football. I mean, I wouldn't know where I'd be without it. It's just, you know, brings so much joy to me that I can experience this moment with all you guys. I can't wait to be here. One thing you're going to get out of me is excitement and fun. And buzzing heads every now and then. I like to hit people. I like to punish people. Let's just say that. So once you see me, you know I'm bringing the smoke, and I will not disappoint. And the fans, the crowd, I'm going to get y'all going. We're gonna get it together. It's new, but we're going to get it going, and we're going to bring fun, enjoyment, winning to this city, I promise you. Thank you. Next player I'm going to bring to the stage. We had a little battle in college. I went to Auburn, he went to Alabama. So welcome my boy, DJ Dale.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is DJ Dale. Love the game of football. I've been playing football since I was 4 years old. So this is all I know. A little bit about myself. From Birmingham, Alabama. Went to Alabama for 2019 to 2022. You know, yeah. And then signed with the Buffalo Bills after that. Jawad gave me this opportunity beginning of this year to come play with the Pirates, man. And I was down for about 2 years. You know, I was head all over the place, so he really gave me my first opportunity back into football. So thank you for that. You know, I don't ever think I'd ever thank you for that. So I feel like I'm forever indebted to you, man. So I'm a Pirate through and through. In this league, I'm playing to play for another team. I want to thank Coach Toby, too, man. He did a lot for me last year, helping me, coach me up, helping me keep my head in the game and stuff like that. As far as this city, man, I've been coming here for a long time as a kid, you know, coming to Disney World and stuff like that. My wife is excited about that. She loves Orlando. So we actually got a trip planned for Christmas. So you'll be seeing me a lot. Like you said, we want to be big in the community, giving back to the kids, pouring into this community. Pirates is a brotherhood, you know, it's a winning background. We both come from winning programs. This is a winning organization, and we want to continue to do that for y'all. So thank y'all for having us.
We're almost done here. I know you might be tired of seeing my ugly face coming up to the podium, but I promise you we're almost done. So, but no, recently, you know, we had a development within the ownership group. You know, we you know, added a partner to the group, and we wanted, you know, to take the day to introduce him. You know, he's been a, you know, a great presence among our team so far, you know, up to this point. And, you know, we'd like to welcome Jeff Fryer to the stage, who's, you know, one of our new, you know, ownership partners within the group. So come on up, Jeff.
Jeff Fryer. I'll be brief. I'm excited to join the Orlando Pirates. Jawad's been great to work with. I came across the organization through the community outreach program. DJ Dale was running a football camp in Massachusetts, and my kids went to the camp and met him, and that prompted me to meet Jawad a little later, and got very excited about this. My family's very excited about this. So, you know, I think the Pirates meant a lot to the people in Massachusetts, and I think they had a very big winning pedigree, and I think Orlando's going to benefit from that. There's a great sports market. I personally went to University of South Carolina and Tennessee, so I'm a big SEC football fan. There's a lot of SEC players on this team. I remember Smoke and DJ. I remember a lot of the guys on the team that you know, are on this roster. So it's a good roster, something you guys are going to be very proud of. Thank you.
All right, and you know, along all these updates and transitions, you know, one of the things we did do is, you know, from a dance team standpoint, we did update the branding, and you know, we look forward to presenting that to you in the near future. But I do have Adrian, who's going to come up. You know, he was a big, you know, he played a large role in updating the branding, you know, adding a fresh touch to it, and he's going to come up and discuss that, and also speak more on you know, the Orlando Sirens. So.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to come out transparently from the beginning. This is my first time talking to this many people at once, so forgive me. But I'm Adrian Figueroa. I'm actually the Chief Marketing Officer for the team. Been with the team since our 2020 season. You know, I've had the pleasure of being around the league, have had the pleasure of working with Coach Keefe and everything like that. But the biggest pleasure this offseason is definitely helping transition the brand. You know, just like any pirate would, you know, any pirate wants to stick to history. They want to stick to their roots. They want to stick to where they came from. So when you look at the new logo, you'll notice that we did carry over our Arthur brand. Arthur's always going to be part of the organization, the heart of it. So we wanted to make sure there were certain elements that we did carry over from the pirate side of things. But like any good pirate, they're always open to new adventures. They're always open to new and exciting things that are coming along. So that's where all of the brand new assets that you'll see being built out come into play. So, you know, we have a nice bright color that we're going to continue using, the nice teal, which fits perfectly in this area. And essentially, we're just going to continue building off the winning pedigree, but also the new experiences that we're looking forward to having coming up. So as you go through the logos, you'll see a lot of roots, but then a lot of what we're going to look forward to in terms of growth. Now, at the same time, when we're talking about new and exciting things, as Jawad mentioned, we would love to introduce our Orlando Sirens. So our Orlando Sirens are actually going to be our brand new, eventual award-winning dance team, who we also built out a brand new brand kit for. So Steve, if you wouldn't mind, we actually have a little reveal. That's the logo there. And so we built it out extremely well so that, you know, these dancers can make sure that they are, you know, they're fully branded and they're fully recognized as we proceed into the season. All right. But that's all I have for you now. Thank you, guys. Thank you all.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jared Widman. I'm the president of the IFL's business division. And what I'm here to talk to you about is the spotlight that's going to be shown on the City Beautiful. And when you talk about the City Beautiful, there is no better way to describe it than this gorgeous building. And I'm pleased today, and there's going to be a couple major announcements coming out, but you guys are the first to know that on June 21st and July 5th, big July 4th weekend, this building will be live on national television for Pirates games. So it's a very big deal for the league, and we're very, very excited about this. Bringing this national attention, not only to the building, but the Pirates, is what this league is all about. And if you guys check our pages this coming week, you're going to see a lot of fun stuff, and the Pirates are going to be a very, very big part of it. So congratulations to Jawad, Commissioner Tryon, and thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. The Pirates are Orlando, and we're coming in 2026.
All right, and we're about to wrap this thing up here, but there's a couple announcements to make. So season ticket deposits go on sale today. You know, we're a little strategic with the pricing, where they're $40.70. You know, we kind of went with the 40.7 for the area code. So, you know, trying to be a little creative from that standpoint. But they go on sale today. We're actually launching a brand new, you know, online pro shop as well today. And tickets are going to be affordable, guys. I mean, you can get in the building for less than $20. So, you know, I don't know who else is doing that, but we are. You know, but then we also have some other great options, and you know, and yeah. So you'll see that on the website. We'll be updating our current website to www.orlandopirates.com, and you'll be able to see all that information there and check it out. And yeah, but thank you so much for coming. You know, I hope you guys have fun, and we look forward to mingling with you and getting to know you and you know, being a part of this great city, man. Let's have some fun, you know, and thank you again.
If the media has any questions for Coach or anyone that's on the stage, this is the time.
City beautiful. Any questions? I hand it to Jawad.
No, I've talked enough. Yeah, it seems like we're good. You know, if you'd like an interview or anything or a question, you know, we'll obviously hang around here. But, you know, we got some food and drinks at the back if you want some. We got a bunch of merch for you to take home. I know I didn't pack them all up and bring them all here to stay here. So, you know, take them home. You know, we got footballs, we got hats, we got T-shirts, you know, so make sure that's all gone by the time we get out of here. So it's all for you. It's free at the end of the day, you know, and yeah. So, you know, if you got questions, we're here. If you want to do interviews, we're here. And thank you again. You know, we appreciate it. So thank you.